Well, I guess all of you have Jesus Christ.
5 dick-shaped things. Welcome back to Pepper Coyote!
With this stupid dwarf who just does nothing but drink all the
Don't call me stupid! Smash table with my ex.
Seriously?
Enough with the X.
You don't want bottles thrown at you. Or he wants you to check your telegram.
Check my telegram. Alright.
I didn't think I'd fall for a gay Andre the Giant. I saw myself falling for Han Solo, but I ended up with Chewbacca.
For a second there, I thought the band in the background just said state. This is not how you smoke! Stocks and bonds.
23andMe has traced back his lineage to the homeland of Gritty, America's favorite cross-checking coke addict.
My mate is here. My mate who came up here and absolutely killed. There's not a lot of bad things I can say about him, but I can write them down and he'd never be able to read it, so here we go. My mate is like a tornado of shit inside of my house. I have had more property damage than him than New Orleans did in trail off your sentence here so you don't get shot.
Yeah, oh yes we do. Oh yes we do. Right in the butt. Damn, I gotta. Right in the butt. What? Xander. Xander. Right in the butt.
How can I fucking get popcorn?
Parents?
Punch him! Punch him!
Punch him!
Yeah!
Japan is great, you should go to Japan. Japan is great, they'll hold all your hands. They smell underwear right out of machines. Japan is great, you know what I mean. No, Japan. We are totally having a wet t-shirt done. My pizza!
God pissed on my pizza! That's the name of this episode.
Do you have a better idea?
Yes, I do.
He kept it in the cup! He kept it in the cup!
You leave the space door open.
I love the space door.
What? Why are you leaving the space door open?
I left the space door open.
Don't leave the space door open. People fly out the space door.
I was born in a
If you leave the space door open.
The final bottle of my favorite tequila has been drank. That came in a wooden box. Begin the Viking funeral! The HMS Anyway and the Blood Ritual, one of which is...
You guys want some carrot? No. Oh, shit, he
carrot.
wants some carrots!
Whoa! What?
Yeah, bitch, get eaten!
Oh,
Yum, yum, yum!
fuck. Oh, God! The hole.
Oh, no!
What?
Oh,
Whoa,
no, I
whoa.
ate 2 bunnies!
Oh, my God. They're fucking in your mouth. Ah!
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to get Larry out of the cage. He moved in. Oh, he sticks his head out the top!
God damn it! Stand back, I know how to handle this.
Sounds good. All right.
I took care of Larry!
I choose to believe that your gun has teleporting capabilities. No, he was teleporting to Chicken Island.
Wow.
I love that black shirt so much!
Thank God.
Is that one of your lines?
We have the best shirt.
Oh! We stole it from the audience!
Holy shit.
Good job, Des.
Yes!
Oh.
That is so fucking perfect! I guess! That wins it! He's even holding and doing this! Dude. Dude!
real. All right. Yep. You have an arrow above your head. You are a good guy. Yeah, you tried to murder me. I'll probably kill you later.
It's called a road, it's called a rainbow road. It's a road that you go.
Oh, doesn't weed just make you drive really fast?
What kind of way? Oh no! Oh! Holy shit!
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the Dragget Show, the show you know you'll love. We hope you stick around for the madness because we got all sorts of surprises coming your way. You'll hear of them all if you decide to stay. Welcome to the Dragget Show, we got tons of laughs to spare. We're aiming for 10,000 subs and we're almost there. When we reach it, we'll come. Coolest carnival. Celebrate year of pirate and blood rage show. Welcome to the Dragget Show. We brought that booze to share and enough to share cola to make the problems disappear. We got a busy train full of blood ritual, game popcorn, and so much more. So sit back, relax, crack open a beer, 'cause the Santa's fruit and Alkali's not here.
Ladies and gentlemen, give us a Xander, you've done it.
Hello, welcome to the Dragget Show. This is Dragon Fair Together. I'm Xander. This is Alkali.
I'm not here.
We are doing Anthrohio. Corporate takeover, right? Yes. Corporations and stuff.
Ah, this is very appropriate. I've taken over the convention. Because I make mistakes. What do you mean, why?
I try to start with this theme, so I'm trying, okay?
No, this is good. Dude, corporate takeover is an amazing thing. Who has been part of a corporate takeover? Who's been... See, some of us have experienced it. How did you guys survive it? I started smoking.
I did.
You did it. All I heard is masturbation, so good for you.
I got promoted.
You got promoted? Well, Lottie fucking does.
I staffed a furry con.
Hold on, I somehow stopped my recording here, so.
Oh, yes.
The computer doesn't like that voice.
Something. All right, perfect. Oh, thank you.
What is
What's
this?
Open it, ignore the labels, and by the way, if you didn't get scanned on the way in, I'm Badgemeister. Put your stuff up where I can scan it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
Alkali.
Against the light.
Let's do some introductions.
Put it up against the light.
Do we want to talk about...
Other way, turn it around.
What the shit?
You said if you could print anything.
What do you want to talk about,
Printing
Pepper?
money. You guys got money now.
We are gonna make so much fake currency.
Oh no.
Hey,
Ferret
Pepper.
coin.
Don't suspect a thing.
Take that, North Korea. Did you print that?
What's that? Oh, okay.
Put it on like Naruto.
Oh, fake money time. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my
Holy
god.
shit.
Can you like stick that in the brim of your hat?
There's only one way to find out.
I'm Naruto now.
Yeah, you have to hold it that way against the lights. You can like put it in the window.
This is so cool. Thank
That's
you.
it. We're gonna make money later.
You can make it into like a stain.
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
Sir, remember how you got pulled over by the cops in Chicago? You probably shouldn't have that.
So I get pulled over way more often than I should be because I'm a poor driver and also other reasons.
All right,
It will damage it if I put it in the brim.
All right, introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to a few of our guests at the end of the table. Give it up for Pepper Coyote! And as a means of introduction, Pepper, would you say something nice about socialism?
It's real good.
Is what?
Can I do a hammer and sickle with my hands?
If you try really hard, we'll make a few bones along the way.
I think they go for the raised fist.
All right, let's not go with that. How's that sound? How'd the Dragget show do? Really well.
Hail Hydra.
It's actually a milkshake is the symbol.
Oh, yeah.
You're not wrong.
It does bring all the boys to the yard. A certain type of boy.
I don't know why, but all I'm thinking of now is like Socialism Hub with the hammer and sickle doing things.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lord Panda! And let's not forget the creator of the Dragget Show, my mate, guys. Give it up for Xander the Blue!
And let's not get him away with it. Everyone give it up for Alkali!
Did we lose our other two guests?
Huh?
Did we lose our other two guests?
I invited them. I don't know if they're coming or not.
They might have another panel.
It's true. It's true. But we'll see.
You had another panel.
I just got out. Wait, right now? Am I saved all that matters. Who cares?
Need help with the table.
Was it off the deck?
What just happened?
We're back on. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
We've slowly. Here's what happens. Sometimes I get fatter in front of you and I just push everything away from you.
No, that's for the 18 panels.
You get fatter or you get fatter?
Are you?
Shut up.
Are you doing gainer porn now?
No.
Yeah, that's how it works. Did you ever watch Willy Wonka? It's the porn version of that.
I think Willy Wonka is like developed at least a few. What decade did that come out in? We talked about like seeing weird stuff in cartoons. Like that's where that came from.
No, that's
Wonka
legit.
has like 5 of those. I want to become a giant inflated blue thing.
And now we need Art of Pepper being a giant inflated blue thing.
That means he's being stretched into taffy.
Oh.
That's why he's really tall at the end, but that's not in the movie.
So here's, all right, let's really quick, since we're on the topic. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That is corporate weirdness.
That is corporate weirdness. Let's go with original Gene Wilder, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Ruth also won the factory. She is a businesswoman. You take that to court.
We have smart debate this time, I think. Let's really think about that movie. 1, first death. A very large young man gets knocked into. He just goes away. They tell you that he's fine, but you never see him dead in the original. Exactly.
They don't die in the book. You see them at the end, and they're all various forms of disfigured. Yeah. They just never see them.
How very British.
That's the book.
The movie, they die, I guess.
In the movie they told it. Did you notice how big that tube was?
Like 3 feet
You saw him go in. Was that a particularly thick chocolate mixture?
No.
They could have had smaller tubes. That was the kid tube. All right.
That was the kid.
That was the kid tube.
It was all premeditated murder.
Did you notice?
Wow.
Guys,
Vehicles had fewer seats.
proof number 1, big 2. Proof number 2, they always have the exact right amount of seats, as if children were being murdered
It was
along the
musical
way.
chairs.
It was musical chairs. And then at the end, let's make it very clear. He gets into a big glass box and shoots himself through a ceiling. I'm pretty sure it was just botched suicide. He's like, oh, well, we own a factory now. Cool. Corporate takeover. There, on theme.
Are you saying that Willy Wonka is like some evil Game of Thrones raven? He just has all knowledge of in the future, in the past. He just knows these children are going to die. He's in his factory.
It's Jigsaw for kids.
It's his last
Wow. So that was another wonderful theory. I once heard that Kevin McAllister from Home Alone is a young Jigsaw. Had you ever heard that theory? Yes. That like he built the houses and he set up all of those like Rube Goldberg style traps, and then he was torturing these 2 guys and then he's just like, well, I'm all grown up now and I have cancer. Might as well murder people creatively. Like, yep, that makes sense.
McAllister versus Predator.
No, we are not. That is wrong.
How much prep time does Kevin get?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, now I just want a Home Alone gritty reboot.
Well,
with the stuff from the garage.
Macaulay Culkin's trying to have a mainstream career again. Like, we could totally make an R-rated, like, he's in a space station, alien and predator there. They're the wet bandits. I mean, the alien's always wet. It works out.
That's not what.
The aliens are always dripping for no reason whatsoever.
Like Dane Cook said.
Wait,
they're
Home
always
Alone
wet
in
and shit.
space?
Yeah.
Hey, they did Friday the 13th in space. Everything can be in space.
Home Away from Home Alone.
Des, I want to hear that. I want to hear your pitch. Enterprise Alone with Wesley.
Go. Oh, wait. Like Wesley's the only one on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And aliens are invading. That's
correct.
And he's got to set up all the traps.
Yes.
I want this. I need to reach out to Will Wheaton.
I mean, you got the contact.
That's what I'm saying.
What's that? All right.
Oh, by the way, Pepper, I have something for you.
Oh, that sounds good.
Pepper recently showed up at my place. We did a late night stream, and he had people draw porn for him, and now I am receiving it.
I did?
Yes.
When did that happen?
You drunk asshole. Pepper, are you a fan of any particular kind of cereal?
Porn of Pepper is not. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who remembers the sexiest cereal mascot? I'll take 3 hands that are going to be wrong, and then I'll tell you. I said hands, young lady, or sir.
Oh, you are such a kindergarten teacher. That was awesome.
Which one?
Tony the Tiger.
Tony is not him. Which is a good guess. Which one? The Crunch Wolf looks very close to who I'm talking about.
It's the fruit.
Fruit Brute. Google that shit. Fruit Brute. So you know there's Frankenberry?
Yes.
Blueberry?
Yes.
There's also the much lesser known Count Chocula, Fruit Brute, and Yummy Mummy.
How did Fruit Brute lose out?
Look, those are the ones that are look, it's like orange flavored cereals.
That's fair.
Take that back.
They all have marshmallow. Oh, I still eat it, believe me.
I think we all know what happened. Fruit Boot went to a furry convention and found his calling as a bottom.
So they got they got a Redux and a re-release like 5-6 years ago where they were like new updated designs. And for some reason, Fruit Brute is this like mutton chop, 70s looking like cool like, hippie guy where you're like, man, I would go to Woodstock with that guy if you know what I'm saying. I broke it.
He's rockabilly?
I forgot about that
Basically?
He's
Rockabilly Fruit Brute.
He's like doing this like half howl face, but like it's like a sexy howl face. I'm gonna get it on my own phone and just throw it at the audience.
So, you know, you reminded me of something that I was thinking about going into advertising once upon a time, and I realized I should never do that because I had an idea for a cereal commercial the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a classroom of like kids that are like falling asleep, but then like Toucan Sam bursts in the room and says, "It's a school of fruiting," and they go, "Yay!" and that's it. It would get your attention.
I love you so much. Are these on?
Okay, we need to.
Yours isn't on.
Are you writing for the Onion?
We need to do ads together because I was coming up with ads the other day myself.
Oh, it's just.
Let's hear your ads.
So I was like,
This is Care for a Takeover, so it's kind
Yeah,
of.
this is super appropriate.
well, it was.
I
like,
know.
You know how ads, like medical ads, they're all super serious, right?
It looks like if Yosemite Sam were Wile E. Coyote.
One in 5 men suffer from erectile dysfunction. Let's make it a musical number. Let's make it fun.
Are we making a musical number for erectile dysfunction?
Yes!
If she lifts up that dress and your pants are a mess, that is PE.
Okay, now that's the one slur from
Lorax.
Thank you. That's the one slur from the Lorax.
I mean, in that he has the same kind of smooth 3D look to him, sure.
To be
But
fair,
also, people want to fuck the one slur, so like, have you seen like the like chan boards of anime girls who want to bang the one slur?
No.
There's a whole group of emo, like 7th graders who thought the one slur from the new version of the Lorax was like hot, I guess. Because he looks like an emo 20-year-old.
What?
Seriously, I learned this because I hung out with girls in college. The last time I hung out with girls regularly. Not by choice, it just seems to be how it goes.
Wait. What's this thing look like?
What's that?
The one slur?
We're trying, alright? I'm looking for girlfriends.
That's not okay.
Okay. By the way, speaking of ads, I have to do a quick one here. Anthrohio Variety Show sign-ups located at the Paw Pad Airbrush booth for those who are interested. There you go.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Hold on. You're not getting away with only one. Now, Xander does not just come up with ads in his free time. He comes up with them randomly in the middle of the night and then wakes me up with them. So let's go back over to Xander. Hey, Xander, did you ever come up with the name when you worked for a slot machine company? They were looking for a name for a ancient Egypt mummy-style slot machine, and they're going to be like, oh yes, the gold of Egypt.
No.
Oh yes, the coins of the mummy. And what did you come up with?
They want to do like sarcophagus of treasure or something. And I just came in the other room and like, money coffin! I'd play money coffin.
I would play money coffin.
And it like describes the people playing the slot machines too, so.
I was gonna say, a slot machine is where you send your money to its grave.
Yeah, and like that's just like, might as well spend it. He's like there, like all decked out and like bling and stuff. He's got your money.
Hey Pepper, how do you fingle? Oh boy. Hey Pepper, how do you feel about a low denomination of currency? Possibly the lowest form of paper U.S. currency.
Are you talking about paper dollars?
Yeah, what's your feelings about that?
Okay, guys, so I'm sorry, everyone here likes things they grow up with, and nostalgia and member berries and all that stuff. So we need to get rid of pennies, because everyone knows it costs like at least 2 cents to make a penny. I think pretty much everyone's on board with no more pennies for the most part, especially if you're under 60 years old, because you've never been able to buy anything with a penny, and no machines in your entire lifespan have taken pennies. And if you walk up to a register and pay with pennies, they will say, "Get out of my store," unless you're buying a 2-cent item, which doesn't exist anymore. Dollar bills cost a bunch of money. They're like $1.05 or $1.50 or something to make, and they last about a year if you're lucky. So we need 3 coins. $10, $50, $1. That's it. That's all you get for coins. Also, you know how you don't like having coins in your pockets? You spend them to get rid of them? Stimulate the economy by making those coins into dollars. Imagine if you walk around with a stack of 5 gold coins and be like, "I will take 2 Bud Lights, please." We're at the gas station for this. I know you can't get 2 Bud Lights for $5 in this state. Well, actually, no, we're in Ohio. You probably can.
I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you can.
I'm thinking about I'm from Phoenix, so
Pepper,
they're hard cheap bars.
if I don't have pennies, what am I gonna do at the museum to make my fancy limited
Pennies?
pennies?
Imagine a smushed fucking dollar. It's like this big.
We can make our own.
It already costs like $1.50 to do anyway. You have to put in a bunch of quarters and your penny. It's like, ugh. It used to be 51 cents. Now it's $1 most places.
But now, just to remind you that you are in fact a hypocrite, I'm going to make you say it. Hey Pepper, field bet.
Field bet? Oh, I love that dollar.
Love that dollar.
Gotta love that dollar.
If you're playing craps, let's put $1 on the field.
This son of a bitch won like 18 times on a row on a dollar field bet while next to me an electronic craps machine and just kept turning to me. Gotta love that dollar. And then turning back to his game. He did that to me 18 times. You love dollars.
What's happening?
Dollar bills, y'all.
Oh, I like the increment known as $1.
Conspiracy theory time.
Yeah, dollar coins, y'all, doesn't come across.
No, it doesn't.
I have a conspiracy theory.
You have a conspiracy? What's your
that
conspiracy?
Pop-O-Matic bubble craps you play was made by Milton Bradley. Because, like, you grew up with that, right? You're like, oh boy, I'm going to play, what is it, Trouble? And like,
Trouble.
I lost money. For those who don't know, there's craps, and like, it's in a giant bubble. It's just like Trouble. Yeah.
We call it jiggle craps.
Jiggle craps, that's right.
Juggle
All right,
craps.
so I got a question.
Yes.
If you had dollar and say like $5 coins or whatever, so in Canada you've got the loonie and the toonie. So what do you call the American one and say $5 coin?
Freedom.
Not the Trumpy.
Oh no!
Why did you even say that out loud?
I'm making sure we are all in agreement. I was waiting for somebody to boo me and they were going to leave.
Hey,
No,
maybe I
I
should
do
do
not.
Patreon
That was a
questions
joke.
instead.
Oh, we have Patreon questions?
We do.
Oh.
Who made the mistake of giving us $10 a month for Patreon?
If we do a $1 coin, we also get to have the fun part of deciding who gets to go on it, and we can make it not a slave owner. Oh! We can put anybody on that dollar coin. We can even put a non-white guy on it.
And that's who you put up the dollar coin.
I bet it's a dead guy.
The dollar coin?
Karl Marx.
Hold on. I gotta
Put fruit bird on the dollar.
You guys all right? I'm still putting a dead man on the dollar coin. I'm putting Heath Ledger, but in his Joker makeup. Let's just accept it. This is where we're going as an economy.
On the back of the dollar, it just says everything burns.
How about Alexander
Except for this.
Hamilton?
What the fuck? Love it. But from the play. Your dollar, all the dollars have musical accompaniment.
Being real, we could fucking stick Harriet Tubman on a dollar coin. We could stick Lincoln again, because I guess he's the only guy we like, so we keep putting him on every coin.
He's the only
We could just write not Andrew Jackson, and that's it.
No, I vote for not Andrew Jackson.
I like not. What do you got?
They announced a couple years ago they're going to replace the 20. They're take Jackson off and put Tubman on it.
2021. That's when that happened.
It just takes forever.
It was happening earlier, but the current administration pushed the date back.
Isn't that amazing?
The Onion article on that said Trump announces plans to put image of Harriet Tubman's owners on $20.
And I think that's my first.
Sir, you came in at the exact wrong moment for that. Thank you very much. Hold on, we got one more. What did you want to put on the dollar?
If you get your wish of Heath Ledger on as the Joker on the dollar,
Hell yeah.
we're gonna have to start the purge.
I mean, we started that a while ago. You're just not aware yet, but you will be.
You could call dollar coins jokers. That'd be great.
Oh, that would be cool.
Jokers on you.
And then you just throw it at your friend. What the hell was that? Dude, jokers are wild. All right, Xander. Hey, you showed up. This is your fault. Hi, Shukin.
All right, call $5 coins a punchline.
If anyone ever sees the table inching towards the edge again, let us know.
It's
getting there.
All right, first question goes to Shukin. Hi, Shukin. Go for it.
How do you deal with having too many things on your plate and not enough time?
I eat it all.
By this point, you guys should be absolutely experts at this. Also, Potato Man.
Potato Man. We are really bad at tables.
It was literally like the leg was collapsing out.
All right, so the question was, how do you deal with when you have too much? I don't know what's happening, but I like you too.
Not enough time.
What was the question?
How do you deal with having too much on your plate at the same time?
I'll eat it all.
The shit falls off. That's what happens.
Here's my real advice for that. If you didn't hear it, the question was, how do you deal with having too much on your plate at the same time? And that is, you can't let it happen in the first place. There's no such thing as taking up a new hobby, anything that's going to take a reasonable amount of time. You need to make time for that. So in my case, I stopped doing LARPing as much. In Xander's case, he stopped sleeping. You got to give him something. Sometimes it's not the best idea.
No.
Sleep is for the weak.
Sleep is the cousin of death, and he's been visiting his cousin a lot.
No, but in seriousness, you just have to frickin' prioritize. You gotta get rid of some stuff. It sucks. It does.
It really sucks.
Yeah, it does. Especially when you go, I want to play that video game. And it's like,
Pepper, you seem to be an expert in this. How do you juggle everything?
I mean, it's like, because it's weird, because if you do anything creative or go after like a podcast or become an artist or something like that, like when you first start out, it's like, I will take absolutely everything because you can't get any work anywhere. And then eventually you hit a tipping point where you have to say no to people. And personally, I feel super bad when I have to do it, but at this point it's like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, if I ever want to get to the thing I said no to, I have to say no to that thing so I can finish that thing so I can eventually actually do that thing that I want to do. And like, just, I don't know, don't feel bad about not doing every single thing you could do, because you can do all of them.
You'll make yourself
you won't even have time to enjoy the things you're doing if you do cram them all in there. So like, Sorry, welcome to like Responsible Life Choices cast.
This is not this podcast.
Hold on. If we are doing a Responsible Life Choices podcast, we are doing it after chugging 4 cans of beer and smoking a joint. We're going to do that, and then we're going to come up here and talk about responsible life choices and see where it goes.
If we're talking about responsible life choices, you can't be doing a podcast. Let's be honest.
That's valid.
Do you know what I give up at cons to be able to like, not just at cons, in general, to like be able to do with my life? Essentially responding to people on Telegram in a timely fashion. I've given it up. It's just doesn't happen.
We might be the worst at that. We had a conversation of a single paragraph, like 4 back, and it took us 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, hey dude, how are you doing? Week later, hey, he saw it. He'll respond next week.
It's like email for me. Like, I respond to that at the speed I would respond to a written letter.
Yes, sounds about right.
If you need to get a hold of Alkali, you should send him a raven. Just saying.
They're adorable.
That's right. All right, I got another question here.
Go ahead.
Tyro.
Hey, Tyro.
Hey, it's that name you kept fucking up.
I called the convention chairman, Tycho. I called him Tyro about 100 times at BLFC this last weekend, and that polite son of a bitch never corrected me. He is the nicest guy, like, where's your gentleman? Tycho! And he's just off stage and goes, nope, and then he just comes up on stage. Good work.
All right, question. Tyro says, since Dragor is now running for square, what does he pull out of frustration since he doesn't have a juicer like Alkali does?
Pubes. Next question. You always pull out your hair. It just depends on where it comes from.
I mean, that's like his version of like whipping your back, is just pulling out your pubes.
What the fuck?
I don't think Dragor's had pubes in like 5 years.
It's probably true.
I don't think Dragor's had any body hair in about 5 years.
Hey, he's our favorite Make-A-Wish kid. Leave him alone.
Haven't you seen? The's a twin.
Oh, yeah!
Ever seen twin Dragor walking around?
As I walk up like, hi, oh, nope.
Whoa. There's 2 Dragors?
There's a duplicate.
He looks very...
This is the apocalypse.
Like, I walked up to the bar when I first got here. It's Thursday, early evening, and not very many people here. So I see a guy at the bar who looks exactly like Dragor from behind. So I just walk up and I'm like, hey, Dragor! And he's like, who? I am not Dragor. Just very calmly. I'm like, sorry about that. And then the guy went up to him, so he's like, you also thought it was Dragor.
And everyone just leaves the bar. There's this kid sitting there alone. Like, what the shit?
It's not only no hair, but like it's also the tiny bit of stubble you could see is red. So I don't expect to see like a red hair, no hair. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of a rare breed.
Poor Dragor.
There's really only one source of hair that's viable for him to reach. Nose hairs. He's just gonna be.
Oh no!
Ow!
Time for a new question.
That's a good way to stay awake on road trips.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, man. Hot, cold.
It is hard to see through the tears then, but still.
Wait, what tears? Oh, who needs to see when you're driving?
It depends on the region of my nose how many tears come out of my face. Top, inner,
Oh, tons.
This
back?
is fine.
Yeah, totally. You just rip that shit out.
Yeah.
The ones you can see, they always are like pulling the sword from the stone and then...
You're making my nose uncomfortable from hearing this.
I am the chosen one.
I do not want to see that version of the Disney movie of Pepper's nose.
I am
Just
so hairy and
parasites.
I'm so fair skinned. I should have like no body hair. I should be like this Irish, like dolphin looking guy with no.
Dolphin! What the?
No. I'm like, it's like I'm Irish here. I'm not British, but I'm like Hungarian inside of my nose, under everything else.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am now imagining you playing Rapunzel, but just with chest hair. Let your hair down, Rapunzel. Nope.
Shit away from me.
They burned the tower.
Rapunzel by M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, hello,
What
sir.
a tweeze! What a tweeze!
What a twist! Oh, what a
Let's squeeze these titty hairs into braids so I can get it all the way down this tower. Just 2 cones.
Oh, not
Thanks,
the.
I hate it.
You gotta shave that off. No one likes titty hair tornadoes at all. That's a thing.
I specifically shave like around my nips.
Yeah, I know, me too.
But then you're like, well, now I have 2 just dishes of no hair. Like I got. So then I have to do like a weird flying V thing.
You could shave under the nipple and just do like a woolly willy kind of thing with eyebrows.
It'll look like it'll look like an emote.
Oh,
you got bags under your tits.
Hope you guys are enjoying the show.
Next question.
Next question.
All right.
How'd it go? Nipple hair.
Yeah. Shelly.
Hey, Shelly.
Pizza bagels? Just question mark. I think that's a good one.
All right. Pizza bagels. You can buy them. You can put them in the oven. And you can be Hitler. That's the thing. Fine. Do whatever you want. Or you can make your own pizza bagels.
There you go.
Hey, Dad.
Get it.
Do you want to tell them
full ass bagel.
Full ass bagel. Hold on.
Do you want to tell them the story of the password game we played?
With bagels?
Jews eat them! This was his clue. We were playing password, and I had to name different types of bread. And he looks at me and goes, Jews eat them! And I'm like, what?
I panicked.
What I would have said is, they're round and you put cream cheese on them. That's a bagel. No, Jews eat them!
I've taught you well,
Everyone in the room
Xander.
texted this man at the
Yeah.
same time.
I got a lot of random messages. I'm like, well, I'm hungry all of a sudden and outraged.
And outraged.
But yeah,
Take a real bagel.
an everything bagel because of the onion.
I like sesame.
Sesame works. But the garlic, the onion, everything bagel works so well. You cut it in half, and then you do what every good American should. You French that shit. You get a big old wheel of cheese, take a blowtorch, and you just scrape that top layer. Then Xander yells at you. Then you get into a fight. Then you eat the pizza bagel anyway. Then Mouse wakes up, and he's like, where's my fucking pizza bagel? Like, I only bought one bagel. And Xander's like, no, you didn't. I say, shut up, Xander! And that's our second fight of the morning. Long story short, I had 5 pizza bagels, and we almost broke up. Best morning ever. That's basically every morning.
A bagel ritual.
Dude, you have no idea. The bagel ritual.
Hold on, I got the bagel ritual. All right, I have to do the ranking of pizza things. There's pizza bagels, and then pizza rolls.
What about my homemade pizza bread?
Well, that's different.
Where are you putting that, Xander? Let's see. Let's see how much we're fighting tonight.
In my heart.
Oh!
Like, literally, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
All right, you're getting laid tonight. Right in your arteries. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna continue. Eggman.
Hi, Eggman.
Is it ever socially acceptable to add turkey to a salad? I don't.
Abso-fucking-lutely. So, allow me to tell you my recipe for turkey salad. 1, make a turkey. 2, stare at the salad while eating the turkey, saying the turkey's name, which you found out from your grocer over and over while staring at the salad. All of a sudden, the salad turns into a Caesar salad. We don't know why. It's one of the mysteries of the universe. Just accept this.
What's with the turkey?
The turkey? Oh, at this point, Xander's in the bathroom fucking the turkey. So, dude, hey, Thanksgiving is wonderful at our house, okay? Everyone has a good time except for the gravy. That horrid gravy. Is it acceptable to a turkey on a salad? No! It's not acceptable to have a salad. Salad is what my food eats.
Look, you sound like a man who's never had a buffalo chicken salad. French fries.
What?
Buffalo chicken salad. You guys know a buff chick salad? It's the salad that you just cover a salad with like chicken strips that are done with an insane amount of buffalo hot sauce, blue cheese dressing, usually just slices of provolone cheese just shoved on there, French fries. Like it is a salad technically, but it's worse for you than if you just ate the buffalo chicken.
This sounds like the weirdest poutine I've ever heard.
It's American poutine.
American poutine.
Salad poutine.
Oh, you have buffalo chicken salad when you're trying to pretend to be healthy, but then you give up and you put fries in it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the chicken is also fried, by the way. Like it's
yeah.
Country fried.
Oh, okay. So we are out of questions because we didn't have many till this one. Because we went from con to con. It was freaking crazy.
Oh my God, we are so tired.
Yeah.
Actually, everyone up here except for Pandez was at BLFC. Where were you, Dez, being a responsible adult?
Gross.
Right?
Working.
Were you eating a salad? Was it buffalo chicken? You monster.
It was. I go to Olive Garden and I get one of their salads to go and
Was
eat
it
it
a
at
fruit
home.
salad? Yummy.
Hold on. Olive Garden salads are bottomless. How do you take that home?
A portal.
On the to-go version, there is a bottom.
Well, I think they're doing it wrong.
They are.
We've all hit
shit.
salad bottom at some point in our lives.
Salad bottom!
I actually came up with a weird topic that would totally change economics as we know it. Are you ready? Okay. Because think about this for a second. Okay, you ready? Ready? Portals. Portal technology comes out. You can portal from here to anywhere in the world. Would air travel just go away?
Yep.
Same with boats?
Yes, but I'm more worried about how much Pepper would order Uber Eats if he could just reach through a rift in time and space and then bring White Castle into my house so we shit ourselves for 2 days straight.
Do you know how much White Castle I ate on that particular trip? I had just gotten out of Michigan where I had White Castle 5 times in 4 days. And because I live in Phoenix and we have no White Castle. So then I go to Chicago.
Correct, sir.
I go to Chicago, and what is open at 1 in the morning?
Yeah.
White Castle a 6th time. So at that point, my insides are basically just like onion coated with these vaguely hard-boiled egg tasting cheeseburgers.
Are your insides just like a slip and slide? Like, wee! Just goes through you?
If we had portals, it would eliminate like almost all the like tiny little restaurant chains because like everyone would be like, oh, I can get Asian food from China. Portal.
I'm sorry, have you ever been to America? We don't want real versions of food. We want Americanized nonsense covered in sugar and salt.
No, this just brings us back to like the newer Willy Wonka movie, the television chocolate bars.
Oh yeah, that was in the old one. You could, you could pull the Wonka Vision was in, that was in the original one too. Yeah, I'm not allowed to pull things out of my TV because I watch really weird cartoons. And I will have sex with them. I've seen a Fruit Boot commercial. Let's be honest. Let's do this, man.
You would pull Bugs Bunny in a dress out of that TV, like
in a heartbeat.
You guys say something? Oh, no.
It is funny to think about how we're talking about like corporate takeovers, the Wonka Corporation, and then when you think about it, Willy Wonka's greatest goal is to just give away all of his stuff for free. Like through a magic TV, you can have a free candy. So really, Wonka's like a corporation that's attempting to like decentralize his own like distribution method. I guess you know what I'm saying. Like,
he's just trying to
you do remember there was another candy factory in the original Wonka.
Charlie and the Murder Factory.
Charlie and the Murder Factory.
Yeah, it was a freaking skull nuts. What's his name? Slugworth.
Correct. So, can you list the differences between Willy Wonka's candy factory and Slugworth's?
I mean, like in the book, they were essentially just like antithetical to each other, where everything good Wonka did was the exact opposite of what Slugworth did.
True. But in the movie, yeah, these things happen. In the movie, there were 2 differences. 1, Oompa Loompas, and 2, murder. Oompa Loompas and murder make chocolate better. We've solved it. M&M's needs to call us.
It's just like your chocolate.
M&M's needs to up their game.
You said the children make it taste good.
The children make it delicious.
What the shit?
All right.
These things happen.
Reese's Pieces of Body.
Reese's Pieces of Body.
Reese's Pieces of chocolate.
Speaking of which, holy shit, who drove here? I saw more pieces of. We ran by 4 deer carcasses on the way here. Is that why you're Ohio? Like, is that why your team name is the Buckeyes? Because I saw somebody fucking on the road.
It's the deer smear state.
Deer smear.
Deer smear state? What the shit?
I mean, that's not.
But it gets better. It gets better. There is this woman who called into a radio show to complain that they need to put the deer crossing signs elsewhere because the places they were was inconvenient. Yeah, she thought that if we would just move the deer crossing signs, the deer would cross there instead.
This is
America.
Jeff Foxworthy bit.
Right?
If you think they should move the deer crossings so they'll be more convenient to local traffic, you might not understand how deer work.
So here's a problem with being with trying to do the comedy thing is that a lot of your jokes turn about travel because you do travel extensively. I've been in a car for probably a quarter of my time in the last month. And recently, something happened that I wasn't ready for because sometimes the world just wants to give you a reason to smile. And one day, I was on a divided highway, 2 stretches of road going opposite of each other. And on the other side of the highway, I heard a commotion to end all commotion. Horns blaring, people screaming, and I looked to the side, on the other side of the road, there are 3 people hanging out the 2 back windows and the passenger window of a car, flashing gang signs at me, giving me thumbs up, screaming their heads off. The car behind them, same damn thing. And the car behind that one, same damn thing. And they were all wearing tuxedos. Okay, this is a good day. So I started looking at the rest of the cars, hoping to see more. No, everyone else was very stoic. Everyone else had a look on their face, like they didn't want to be where they were. And that's when I saw the sticker. See, I must have missed the first car, because this caravan of cars had one thing in common. They all had a funeral sticker in the window. And I realized this is how I want to die. Because it took me a good minute to realize what was going on, and then I went, son of a bitch. Everyone else in that funeral procession must be so pissed off. That's awesome.
That's what Boozy would call a real Irish funeral.
That was a very real Irish. I did like the drivers in the first 3 cars as well, because they were like, yes, I am a part of this as well. How's everyone back there doing? Jimmy fell out of the car? Excellent. We'll do another one of these tomorrow. Excellent.
So I do have a quick question for the people here. Has anyone actually had the cubicle life here, or no? I have.
Yeah.
Have you guys? Cubicles. Have you had a cubicle for your jab?
No.
No? You have?
Bucks.
No?
I had for a short time. I was cubicle boy.
You guys know?
No, just.
Okay, so this is the going nowhere. Sweet. I can't relate my cubicle.
You had a cubicle.
Drug dealers don't work in cubicles.
Well, it's like your own little house, but your front door is always open and everyone can see what's on your computer. It's kind of horrifying. Yes.
See, now I had it a little different. We didn't have a cubicle. We have to be able to see what each other is doing because of where I work. But they made the mistake of putting my computer as the first one that you would see when walking in through a back entrance to my firm, which means you walk in and then you see my computer, and the background of my computer was a rabbit with pancakes on its head, because one day I found a picture of a rabbit with pancakes on its head, and that needed to be showcased. We had a client walk in one day. He comes up behind me. I've never met the man before. He puts his hand on my shoulder and goes, "Holy crap, the Bunny McGriddle is back," and left. Who cares? I love surrealism. I never saw him again either. I truly want to believe that he went to McDonald's like, "Give me 18 Bunny McGriddles," and they're like, "Are you Pepper Coyote? This sounds like one of his orders."
It would have been delivery though.
Stop sending shit to my house.
Oh my god.
Every time he visits, we get into an argument because he wants to Uber eat and I want to live. Because if I find out I can just have carcinogens delivered to my house, I'm going to demand they chew it for me first off. Because if we're going that lazy, I'm going all the way.
So we gotta tell you about Postmates who will deliver liquor and cigarettes.
It lives in Chicago.
We might be able to get a vape delivered to your house.
Oh man, all you need to do is
I
deliver
thought
guns.
you guys were my friends.
Where I live, those are called neighbors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Fox! I saw him standing in back all lonely.
All they have to do is deliver guns and it's ATF to you.
Chicago doesn't need to deliver guns. We already deliver bullets very violently.
It's the most efficient way.
At least for
There we go.
trying.
Is that the official way to test?
The Bay Area has pot delivery.
It really depends if you're testing a mic. There's multiple ways to do it. Most people.
I'm moving, apparently. I'm sorry, could you repeat that again? What state will deliver marijuana?
Bay Area, California.
California. California delivers.
The state of Canada?
The state of Canada.
In more ways than one.
The
So we arrived in Ontario, and this is about a week after they had. Does everyone know that all of Canada now has legal weed recreational?
And they ran out.
Yeah, well, that's what happened in Vegas. You remember when Vegas did their first thing? It was the first day of legal weed in Vegas, and they had the store, and the line was literally 4 miles long. It was just 4 miles. The whole entire strip. People were like, "Oh, are you trying to get like the Bellagio? Is there a line for it?" Like, no, it's a weed store 4 miles over there. I promise. I've been told I'm in the right line. All right.
This was like when the first Krispy Kreme opened in Scotland. 4 miles away.
Dude, different
the
levels.
entire population of my country.
This is
50 people were in this line.
This is not a joke. Far south side of Chicago, there were 2 Krispy Kremes that were within 2 miles of each other. One day, the line from one Krispy Kreme's got to the second Krispy Kreme. It was crazy. When it first happened, Krispy Kreme was the shit, and now I have one by me, and I'm not allowed to go there. All right, so how did you get weed delivered to you?
So we're in Canada where they very recently legalized things, but they're a lot like a lot of the states out here where even though it's been legalized, they still don't like set up. Apparently like Massachusetts apparently doesn't yet have store locations. Massachusetts legalized that shit like 5 years ago, and they just keep dragging their feet on legislation because certain members of the House don't really want the weed stores to open because it might kill all the children or something. I don't know. So you go to Ontario, and we're up there, we're in Toronto, and I'm like, oh, let's go to a weed store. It's just a thing now, right? Like, I've been in Arizona, they have weed stores, you guys have weed stores, we know how this works. So we keep going in places, they're like, oh no, we just sell like pipes and CBD, store after store. And they're like, no, you have to do delivery. And then you go on the delivery, and because I'm not a fucking quitter, I go on the website, and they're like, or you look at your menu, whatever, and then at the bottom it says like, remember, you are purchasing a Ziploc bag. It comes with a gift of marijuana. Because that's the legal way you have to phrase it for it to be a legal delivery process.
Dude!
I don't know if California does it that way or not.
I bought stuff legally at BLFC, and as I ran back through I wasn't sure about the neighborhood, but I was dressed as I usually do, so I'm like I look like I do, as like a furry.
I look like I do.
And I'm just running through this neighborhood like, I have the football. And I just have a Ziploc bag that's super obvious. And I just like put it behind my Hawaiian shirt and shit. I have the football, yes.
So in the UK, there was a huge thing with Royal Mail, and they kept on smelling it because if you have like the butt stuff, like it's easy for them to smell. So the solution was everyone just now buys it in vape. No one can smell it, and they're not allowed to open your mail if they can't smell anything.
Scotland is the land of the free and the home of the brave, where they have a better Fourth Amendment, even though they don't have a Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment is the one that keeps the cops from just like coming into your house.
I think my favorite.
We're educational here at the Dragget Show.
So there is cannabis stocks now that I have to deal with. And to do this,
China's buying cannabis stocks.
Well, everyone is.
I just want to point out it's 420 right now.
Oh, don't worry, I'm high as shit. I smoked on my way here. Screw you. Well, we had to do a lot of homework because we had a lot of clients interested in this before it goes legal in Chicago. That's going to be another major bump. Dude, it's crazy. It's so much fun. So we had to do our homework. So a bunch of us got together and smoked, and then we ended up in Colorado. But what we learned, just accept it, there's lots more to the story. We smoked, we ended up in Colorado, the hooker lived. Don't worry about it. So, what we found out was, and some of you will know this, and I know you know this, because it's not federally legal, they can't deposit their money. You can't just take money that you earned from selling cannabis and put it in the bank. You can't, because the Fed,
regulated
right? The Fed could just be like, "That's ours now," and you're like, "Yeah, I know," and then you go and smoke away your fears. So we had to meet one of my coworkers' friends who had a cannabis shop. Now this cannabis shop was quite large. I don't think it would have fit in 3 of these rooms. It was gigantic. He was a wonderful person. And to show us what he was dealing with, he took us into the basement. The basement that had the old school medieval style guards sitting at a wooden table playing dice during their 8-hour shift. And that was all they did. And behind that door, there was a large safe, like the kind you would find in the Old West. The full clicking, He opens the safe, and inside, and I shit you not, $250,000. It was like, holy shit, is that what you made this month? He goes, bitch, please, that was yesterday. Like, what do you do with it? He goes, I have a lot of mattresses. And that's what they're dealing with. And until this is federally regulated, he literally has a security team of 15 people that work around the clock. Because everyone knows that in Colorado, these weed shops, somewhere on the premises probably, is millions of dollars in cash. It is so insanely dangerous, and this needs to be fixed. And it's actually one of the reasons why the cannabis stocks are basically hitting their top right now, because you can't do anything with it.
I never considered that. That's so cool.
It's why we had to.
If any of you have worked retail, have you ever had to like deal with the deposit envelope? That'll have like $2,000 in it. Expand that to Scrooge McDuck. Walking around with his
money vaults.
Please don't mug me.
Dude, I told him he should install pneumatic tubes. Just like, so a guy just be sitting in the basement, he gets bukkakied with money. He says, it's Thursday.
Race cars, lasers, cannabis, it's a duck blur.
Wait, is that
Nice! What's up?
Is that how he made all of his money?
Dude, of course that's it. Scrooge McDuck was definitely a drug dealer. He learned how to swim in cash. You don't just do that. You fall into your vault repeatedly until you learn.
He falls in, he comes out with double Uzis. He's like totally prepared.
What was Scrooge McDuck's industry?
The dime. He had a dime, and I think he invested it in money, and then won.
He invested it in money.
He invested the dime in money.
I do like the realistic capitalist structure that no one really knows why Scrooge McDuck is super rich. He just is, and everyone respects that.
I don't think anyone respects it. I think we accept it.
Oh yeah, he's rich. He has nephews. They go on adventures.
He just owns a bunch of stuff because he was already rich when they decided to invent it.
Yeah. That's it.
You disappeared.
He has money because he has money.
All right, to finish this off, we've got a little bit left. We're going to go over to audience questions. So we had Patreon questions a little while ago. We don't do audience questions anymore on our podcast because you guys are wonderful, and we started receiving enough of them that an entire hour-and-a-half podcast turned into all questions, which is scary. So we're looking for non-superlative. So guys, if you have a question about our favorite something, that's fine. But we're looking for something that doesn't involve the word, what's your favorite blank? You know, we'll go more open-ended. All right,
you could phrase, what do you think about
yes,
blank?
That
would be a
is
great way.
Perfect. Thank you, my friend. All the way back, my dear. Go ahead.
Pepper, what do you think of White Castle stuffing?
Oh, God.
Like if you took a whole turkey and stuffed it with White Castle cheeseburgers?
You're close.
What do you think of White Castle stuffing?
White Castle stuffing is a very simple recipe. First, you take 10 White Castles, order them no pickle, but with the onion. You then cut them up very finely. You then put them into a bowl. You cover them in beef stock, and then you shove that up a turkey's ass. That will be the moistest goddamn turkey and some of the best stuffing you can have. And in fact, if you would like to try this, and this is not a joke, I don't know if it's everywhere, but definitely everywhere in Chicago, as Thanksgiving comes around, the recipe comes with your goddamn White Castles. You can just ask them for a copy of this. Also, don't add salt. You don't need salt. I make it once a year. I've only allowed it once a damn year.
Can we expand this and make like the White Castle pumpkin pie?
Absolutely, we can.
The White Castle
That's
mashed
where you
potatoes.
use the leftover pickles.
You take the fries, you mash them.
My mom is making pumpkin pies because of you.
I know, it's exciting. So, like, you know, pumpkin pie is a huge thing here. Pumpkin spice latte. That isn't really in the UK. Like, can you walk and get pumpkin spice? Yeah. So
No,
even getting,
really?
like, canned pumpkin. I'm like, you can just get a can of pumpkin. She's like, a can of pumpkin? Pumpkin comes in cans. I'm like, in America, yes.
Why are you talking like you're from London?
I'm working on it. Shut
You
up.
gotta talk Scottish, you gotta sound a bit more aggressive.
Right? You can't have no pumpkin in this house.
You're always very angry, especially at your superiors. I can start.
I met your parents. They were the most polite people I have, but a little angry, yeah, just a little bit. Just like in general.
It's a little bit. You're very tall and intimidating.
If
want to see his parents angry, just explain to them how much they're supposed to tip at the IHOP, and they'll be like, "What the fuck, America?" They're like, we'll leave $1. I'm like, no.
It's like my dad was like, yeah, I'm gonna leave him 10% tip.
You're like, that's half of what you're supposed to do what you want, Mr. Armour, but America's awful. Here's the reasons. I'm going to skip the part where I talk about the tipping system. Where we overthrow tipped wages. All right.
I agree with you.
What's the minimum wage for tip people here? Because
$4.25.
it was $2.50 in Pennsylvania, and that's why I'm mad at the tipping system.
That is ridiculous. You've had your hand up for a while. Go ahead, my friend.
So, me and my roommates are actually planning on going to Chicago at one point in time.
Nice.
What would be the best places to go and see?
Oh, honey, all right, I'll be honest with you, and this is a little bit of an unpopular opinion sometimes, but if you're into it, I cannot recommend it enough. We have an unbelievable museum and art scene. They're all in one area. Dude, take a day. The Shed Aquarium, the Field Museum, and the Art Institute. Unbelievable. Say again?
Museum campus?
Museum campus is what it's called, yeah. Unbelievable way to spend your day. You will be so stimulated, you might start a podcast, because that's kind of what happened to us.
They actually have a really good transit system there as well.
Beautiful.
You don't necessarily have to drive time because, like, of all the places I've been to, like, Chicago traffic is probably some of the worst on the planet. Like, you don't, like, at 2 a.m. we got stuck in a car park on the freaking...
Well, you know why that is, right?
No.
The highway system got all screwed up because we did the sunken highway. A beautiful way to do a highway. 9094 is actually a sunken highway. The problem with doing a sunken highway is you cannot expand it. So now we just have army of people going in, army of people going out, and everyone's angry. Welcome to Chicago.
Real quick thing about the museum scene. I went with you once to an art museum. I want to get blazed and take you to a modern art museum. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's glorious and weird. Cause like, so there's some good art and there's some modern art. Cause like it's like the back of a woman's head. What does she look like? This is a real piece that went for like $5 million that I saw. And then another one was like a clown that was chained to an electric chair. This is a real thing that sold for $1 million.
That sounds awesome. That's like interesting. Usually modern art is like we put a brick on a thing and it's minimalism.
There are those.
Think about
No, it's like the one picture with like the blue stripe down the middle. It sold for like $200,000.
Oh yeah, it's all about the name on it.
Red dot in the middle of a huge canvas.
Well, it becomes like, can you possibly make art that actually has no meaning? And that's what minimalism is. Like, is it possible to be like, that is the art, and people will analyze it like, this is a thing on corporatism and too much sugar in kids' food. They'll make it into something, even if it's a green line on a thing. Like, oh, is this a green line? Is this talking about like the thin blue line? Is this a Blue Lives Matter art piece? What's happening? Like, people will intellectualize a brick, and that's why minimalism is cool.
There is one more place I'd definitely recommend in Chicago, and this is just me. It's Dylan's Candy Bar.
Dylan's Candy.
Yeah.
Wow, nice. Yeah.
Just 3 floors of like sugary death.
They have one in New York City too. Did you?
Go to the mall.
right.
They play Jackass one.
For the next question, let's go with the only person in the room who can't possibly see me when I point at him. Hey, you figured it out.
Actually, it might be him. So have you heard of the Museum of Modern Art's stoner cousin, the Museum of Bad Art?
No.
I believe that one's in Boston. It is completely indistinguishable from the Museum of Modern Art. You can find a quiz online that shows you 2 exhibits side by side, and you have to guess which is which. For example, which one of those museums do you think has a looped video of a black man exercising?
Oh no.
As an exhibit.
I'm going to go with Chicago Modern Art.
I don't know if it's Chicago, but that one I believe is at Modern Art. I can't remember because they're too indistinguishable.
I know I could figure out a way to write an entire paper on a loop of a guy exercising and talk about why it means something if I tried. That's modern
That's
art.
called fan fiction.
It's only art if he's exercising to the exercise music.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Briggs, go ahead.
How should Game of Thrones have ended?
Oh, we can't go too far into it.
Game of Thrones should have ended the way it ended. They told their story their way, and I respect them for that. I enjoyed it, and if you didn't like it, I do apologize, but that's how they wanted to tell the story, and I respect them for that.
As
As someone who only watched the last 2 episodes of the entire series.
What is wrong with you?
The last 2.
He's mementoing this shit.
I did get to see a person who had not seen the show, had the end spoiled for them, watched the first season, and the twist in the first season, the thing that happens, he goes, I didn't know he'd... And then he quit. That was it. He was just like, nope, that was my favorite character. I'm done. Like,
I read the first book, watched the last 2 episodes, and I'm just like, wow, there's zombies in this now. Okay. What happened to get here? Like, in the first book, it's like a hard, not even hard fantasy. It's just like a historical fiction king's book. There's no real magic. They mention
It starts
dragons.
with zombies, Pepper.
You assume the dragons aren't real, and then I wrote the last one, like, wow, dragons are just everywhere now, and it's like Pokemon.
it's like... All right.
You have an ice dragon.
Quick fire. People who I have not called on yet, in the middle, go ahead. Yep. Yes.
How much can we raise?
I am not wearing underwear.
Yes, you wear them over your pants. Hoodie Badger did it last year.
I don't think those will fit.
Oh, they fit Hoodie Badger.
I have a very large dick.
That's right. Now,
I like Pepper's just... Thank you, Pepper.
Uzi was a sport, he only had to raise $200. Ben Hyena raised $400. How much can Alkali raise?
Oh, jeez.
Alkali.
How about I raise money in a way that I don't have to wear weird silky boxers that have definitely been near Boozy's dick.
Guys, did you forget the step where we have to raise a bunch of money to get him to book?
All right, however, this panel is ending. Come back to me with that when we are not literally 4 minutes over on a panel where they need to set up. So they need some setup time. Here's how we're going to do this. I owe you guys a story. We need to get out of this room so that, what is the next... what are you doing?
Frankenfursuit.
Frankenfursuit? Oh my God. If you've never seen a Frankenfursuit panel, guys, it's a really fun panel. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to exit the room so they can set up. We're going to do some outros in here. If you would like to hear one more story, I promised it in the last panel, and I meant to tell it in here. We ran out of time. If you would like to hear the origins of a panel that happened here last night, MST3K, a.k.a. Mistake, a.k.a. I love you.
Oh, okay.
The Pandas story, it's been a little while since I told it. We're going to finish this panel. We're going to go right outside where we can all hang out for a little bit while they get this next panel set up. So, starting over on this side, guys, give it up for Fox some more! Pepper Coyote! Lord and of course, Xander the Blow!
Thank you, everyone.
We're going to meet you out that door while they reset this room. This has been the Dragget Show. Enjoy the convention and...